Grace and peace, everybody. You saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, so let's get at it. I'm starting to believe that Fridays are now like the day for news to drop. It now doesn't seem like it's just something like happenstance. Like every Friday, every now and then they'll drop some good news. It just seems like Friday is now just the time to drop stories. So of course, you probably already saw what happened with the Sean P. Diddy Cassie fight in the elevator, or I'm sorry, in the lobby of a hotel. It's pretty terrible. And I had intended and I was going to talk about it, but shout out to the Independent Mail. He's going to be talking about that tonight, and several other people have already addressed it. I don't want to put that on my channel. That's not something I enjoy talking about. I'll talk about a lot of different stuff, but I don't think I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to leave that one alone. So I'm going to give a shout out to Independent Mail. He's going to be doing a video on that tonight. Shout out to AV to the Seventh Power. She did a video on it just a moment ago, really just ended probably about 30 minutes ago. And it was excellent because she looked at Cassie's initial complaint and how she defined and rather described the whole situation with P. Diddy. And she described this fight. And now the videotapes have come out and you're like, yo, she described it down to the T. So definitely shout out to AV. If I can get the moderators can drop those links in the chat, it'd be great. And I'll probably drop some as well. But tonight I want to talk about Tiffany Henyard up there in good old Dalton, Illinois, because somebody sent Dear World Christian an email and told Dear World Christian he was, I'm sorry, there's a comment, please forgive me, said that Dear World Christian was a hater, and that Dear World Christian was not, did not have the right information, So, Dear World Christian does not want to be accused of not having the right information, and definitely does not want to be accused of spreading fake news or false information. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at the subpoena that the feds used when they went to Dalton and Thornton Township. We're just going to look at it real quick, and then we're going to look at a newspaper article. We're going to look at a newspaper clip from MGN up there. WGN radio? WGN TV, please forgive me, WGN, up there in Chicago, because boy, they've been giving Tiffany Henyard the business. I know I said that I think she has a lot more supporters, but I don't think we fully can conceptualize the disdain for Tiffany Henyard and how far-reaching it is. I mean, it's dare I even say global, okay? Everybody knows about Tiffany Henyard and her henchmen. So today we're just gonna look at it, just a quick little summary of it, just kind of clean out the traps, because man, this was again, Friday, man. Big news is dropping on Friday. We had the story with P. Diddy. We got this story coming out about Tiffany Henyard and the subpoena. Just a little bit more detail about the subpoena, because we already knew that it had happened. But yeah, and I want to hear your opinion. Like, why do you think she's moving like she is? Because it would seem to me, if you knew that the FBI was on your tail, they didn't only come to your job. I'm sorry, to Dalton, they also came to Thornton Township, and they asked for some very, very, very specific things that you more than likely, the likelihood is that Tiffany doesn't have those. If I think that Fonnie Willis is bad at record keeping, there's no hope for Tiffany Henyard. So what do you think it is? Like, why do you think she's moving like this? Because to me, I would probably get real low and stay real quiet. But nope, she is just as boisterous and as bombastic as today is Friday. But boy, oh boy, hey, real quick, shout out to all my good people. Shara in the building said, this is a much better time, Jason. Okay, hey, I appreciate you, Shara. Whatever I can do. I couldn't do that late night one. I was going to try to do a late night one tonight, but I'm hoping to get over to school tomorrow for the alumni picnic. And I can't be doing that late night thing. All right. Todd says, I feel for the Dalton community. I feel for them too. I just really hope that they learn from this. I just don't want when all the smoke clears and they end up going back to something very similar or what we already know. All right. Good to see you, DD, in the building. Warm greetings, chat. Good to have you. Thank you so much for stopping by on this evening. All right. So let's go ahead and let's get at it. Let's get at it, Jason. Let's go. I think I got this eCam thing down a little bit. Okay, not bad. Not bad. All right. So this is from the Lansing Journal. This is Lansing is a community outside of Chicago. I think it's like in that very same vicinity as Thornton and Dalton. But let us go. Let us go. There's our good old, that's Tiffany Henyard right there. She keeping people in check right there. Here it comes. Federal subpoenas of Thornton Township's focus on Tiffany Henyard. Read in full. Let's just go real quick. This one gives a really good summary of it, so I thought it would be well worth their time. So let's just look at it real quick. The U.S. District Court for the North District of Illinois issued subpoenas in late April for a variety of Thornton Township documents, most of which concerning the business allies and decisions of Supervisor Tiffany Henyard. All right. So they're not looking for anything else. They're not going around looking for parking tickets on this person and looking for water bills for this person. Most of this is centered around Tiffany. Let's keep going. The subpoenas, which are signed on April 25th, 2024, compel the Thornton Township custodian of records to appear at the U.S. courthouse in Chicago on May 20th. Oh, wow, that's next week. That's Monday. To appear before the grand jury. It is unclear who Thornton Township will send as its custodian of records. Hold it. Do y'all think they're going to? Oh, no. It's probably not going to be televised. It can't be Christmas. It cannot be Christmas that this would be televised. It can't be. I will be looking, though. Don't you worry about that. Wow. Okay. The documents required to be supplied to the grand jury include the following per the subpoenas. Now, this is why I wanted to read this out, because a person accused me of not doing my research. The person accused me. It's not like it might have been Tiffany saying it, but the person accused me that I'm just following along with what other people say and that the trustees are wrong. So let's see what they're actually asking for in the subpoenas. And let's just see, does that make sense? Let's go. Employment details, contracts, and tax statements regarding Rosie Henyard, Tamika Henyard, and Kamal Woods. Who's Rosie and Tamika? Those are Tiffany's relatives that also work in Thornton under her. That's crazy. And Kamal Woods, we all have heard about him. Municipal codes and ordinances related to credit card purchases, vendor approvals, expense reimbursements, security detail, use of vehicles, residency requirements, donations, and more. It's a wrap. It's a whole wrap. Tiffany, if you listen to this, just go ahead and wrap it up and stop it. Just stop, because it's a wrap. If they want all this stuff, they know what they're looking for. Let us go. Financial reports, budgets, accounting records, receipts, board meeting minutes, vehicle purchases, and leases for Thornton Township starting in January 2021. And if I'm not mistaken, that's when she came in office. So she was wilding out since she got in there. Let's keep going. Documents and records regarding the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. Remember, Tiffany Henyard doesn't own that. That's just somebody who's using her name. She's just the face of it because they like the way she does her work. Payment and reimbursement records for Tiffany Henyard, Keith Freeman, government staffing advisors, Fania Dukes, Carmen Castile, Gerald Jones, Stan Brown, Kamal Woods, and Cheryl Shrines. It's a wrap. That's everybody. Only person I guess Andrew Holmes isn't in this because he's a Dalton trustee. But let's keep going. So that means Kamal Woods was getting paid for something with Thornton as well as with Dalton, I thought. That's crazy. Records related to bids, contracts, to bids, contracts, invoices, etc. for the variety of printing companies, including, and they give the names of some, I'm not going to read all those on, contracts and agreements and payments related to the Delgado Law Group, LLC, and any other law firms. We already know that Delgado is going to be cutting ties with them because they ain't paying their bills. But I also wonder, is Delgado cutting their ties because the amount of foolishness that's about to come, and they realize they can get swept up in it because you got the FBI looking at your papers now. Let's keep going. Records related to the township's travel, including for October 2022 trip to Springfield, Illinois. That's that march that they did, that breast cancer walk. The March 2023 trip to Washington, D.C. That's when she went to see Uncle Joe. And the May 2023 trip to Vegas, Nevada. And we all know about the Vegas trip. I feel like that's when most people found out about Tiffany Henyard, when we saw just how crazy that Vegas trip was. And we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Communications records, Tiffany Henyard, Keith Freeman, Robert Hunt. I don't know who Robert Hunt is. And Kamal Woods. This is crazy. records, agreements, tax statements, invoices, receipts, and other documents regarding Tiffany Henyard, Good Burgers, Inc., Alicia Properties, Inc., Friends of Tiffany Henyard, and the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. She is cooked. She's all the way cooked. Stick the probe in. She's done. It's finished. The sweeping subpoenas seem to indicate federal investigators are attempting to leave no stone unturned in their investigation of the Thornton Township leaders. The full subpoena was provided by the Lansing Journal. Click the image below to read. All right, so here's the full subpoena. I think it's fair to say they know what they're looking for. They know exactly what they're looking for. And so the reason I want to bring that up is we're going to look at a newscast that kind of gives you a really good summary of what's been going on there in Dalton and where all the trouble is starting and where all the trouble is probably going to lead to. It is really good. So I'm going to pull that in. But before we get too far, I want to say, shout out. All right, looks like I got everybody. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. Let's go.
WGN Investigates has learned a grand jury will hear testimony on Monday as part of an ongoing investigation into Tiffany Henyard's leadership in the South Suburbs.
She's the mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township. Investigative reporter Ben Bradley has been detailing her questionable spending for many months, and he has an update.
It's rare for us to be able to give you a front row seat into an active FBI investigation. But
these rascals is happy. Look at his face. I'm sorry. He is happy because he know good and well this thing is going south and he is on the case. My goodness. Watch.
Recently obtained subpoenas show that's exactly what we've been doing. Those subpoenas reveal agents are investigating many of the same concerns over corruption and cronyism that we've been detailing in our reporting. This is what passes for public debate in Dalton. It's the result of months of frustration over Mayor Tiffany Henyard's leadership.
This administration is shameful. Y'all are a disgrace.
We're watching the fall of this administration.
Yeah, we are.
WGN Investigates has obtained or reviewed subpoenas the FBI served to Thornton Township and Dalton. They serve as a roadmap to the ongoing federal investigation. They seek payment and expense records for Tiffany Henyard, as well as her boyfriend, who runs a violence prevention program.
Yo, that's so grimy. You realize now they're calling Kamal Woods her boyfriend. The dude is still married. And for the longest, nobody wanted to say it. Now they're just like outright just saying that this is her boyfriend. That is so crazy. That's some nasty work. Oh, that's nasty work. Let's go.
For the township. Also named Henyard's top aide, Dalton's acting police chief, along with 4 village and township trustees and 2 of Henyard's relatives who are on the government payroll.
They'll turn up more and more information. They'll turn up more leads. They may turn up.
Okay, so government staffing advisors, we just saw this. Tiffany Henyard, Fanaya Dukes, Castile, Jones, Brown, Kamal Woods, Cheryl. I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't want to butcher that. Yeah, they mean business, man. These people are not playing games with her. This is going to go so bad. But why is she just so, she's...
More witnesses. They may find a cooperator. They may find an informant, all which will benefit the investigation tremendously.
But
all right. So she just said they might find an informant. All right, I'm putting my money on Andrew Holmes. And now, granted, Andrew Holmes is not related to the Thornton case, but he is grossly implicated in the Dalton case. And I'm thinking, this is my thought process, hear me out. Andrew Holmes is going to, because Andrew Holmes is under investigation for allegedly doing an assault against a female while they were in Las Vegas. And it's fair to say, if he's found guilty, that's a life sentence. I mean, the dude is 60, 70 years old, maybe. He's definitely an older gentleman. So going to jail means he's going to be in jail forever. It's fair to say. So I'm thinking Andrew Holmes is probably going to be like, look, I will tell you whatever you want to know. I'll give you whatever information you need if you give me some kind of cushy sentence. If Andrew Holmes ends up getting a cushy sentence, I will not be surprised. Because again, like he with the whole assault thing going on from Las Vegas. And please understand, if I'm understanding correctly, what happened, the assault that happened in Vegas is a state situation. It's a crime in the state of Nevada. Granted, it's a crime everywhere, but Nevada, it happened in Nevada. What they're talking about here seems to be on a much bigger level because you got the FBI involved in it. So I'm thinking, like, if you even follow the triage method, like what's most important, you got to get the feds off your butt before you worry about the Las Vegas, Nevada police. So I'm thinking Andrew Holmes is probably going to be the one to snitch. I'm also thinking that Keith Freeman, again, he's Dalton as well as Thornton, and he knows everything. All they got to do is put a little bit of pressure on him, let him know that he could go to jail for 20 years, 25 years. He got some football number type of thing. And I bet you Keith Freeman will be like, let me sing this song. Let me sing this song for you. What key do you want me to sing in? That's what I'm thinking. Because at the end of the day,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Let's go. Let's finish. That's my thought. Okay, let's let her finish up.
Based on what we know now, if you're Tiffany Henyard, how are you feeling?
I would be nervous.
But there's no foundation in the state of Illinois moving like we moving and shaking and grooving like we doing. Right? That's right.
The FBI also demanding records from the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation after we reported at least $10,000.
You got to wonder, like, how is it that she is so bombastically, just blatant, saying that she doesn't have anything to do with the foundation and is named after her? The videos about her supporting the foundation are still up on her YouTube channel. They're still on her Facebook page right now. Like, that's crazy. Like, she just believes she can just say something. She can just lie to you and you're going to believe it. Man, that woman is scary. Because, I mean, she doesn't even care. She's just outright lying. Let's finish this up. Let's go.
And taxpayer money went to it. And the group used government workers and resources for the charity's walk to Springfield. After we reported earlier this year the charity had failed to file required financial records, Henyard claimed she had nothing to do.
This lie right here is so terrible. I can't even believe she about to say that. Watch this. Like, okay, and shout out to Roland Martin, because he got played. He got finessed. I don't know why he sat there and let that woman lie to him like that and tell him that fat meat isn't greasy. I have no idea how he got finessed like that. But let's watch this. Watch this.
With her namesake organization.
All I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything. That's the only thing I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the.
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're
true.
not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
The FBI.
That lady is grimy. She sat there and just straight lied to that man. Now, again, shame on Roland Martin. Back up a little taste. Shame on Roland Martin for not doing his due diligence. He should have pushed back. He should not have allowed her to sit there right there in his face, as kids like to say, play in his face and lie. He should have asked more questions. So no, that don't make no sense. Here's a video of you saying that this is your organization. This is a video of you saying that you support the Tiffany Cares Foundation and that it's your foundation. Like, what are we doing? That should have been an easy layup to reject. But let's go.
Now, so I'm just trying to answer to the.
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so you're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
The FBI also demanding records related to Henyard's travel. WGN Investigates has reported she and her.
Look at this travel, man. She went from Dalton to Atlanta. Hey, stay out of Atlanta. Atlanta's closed. They went to Austin. They went to Portland. They went to New York. And I don't see Vegas on here. $67,000 in travel in less than a year.
Team frequently travel first class and have stayed at high-end hotels. The cost in the past year, more than $102,000. The FBI wants the receipts and to know the purpose.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
Look at her.
What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
And then there's Henyard's top aide in both the village and township, Keith Freeman. He's been charged with bankruptcy fraud for failing.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
I gotta show you something.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
And then there's...
Okay, this is the board meeting. If you notice, she's wearing the same top and everything like that, where she was just being asked by the reporter. Real quick, in the chat, can y'all see that hat right there? Can y'all tell me what the, if y'all know what the logo is to that hat, can you tell me what that hat is? Because I want to show you something. Put in the chat. Put in the chat. Let me know if you can see that hat, that red hat. There we go. There we go. There we go. Bubba Gumps. Absolutely. I don't know what, apparently it's a really good seafood place. Hold on. And y'all, this lady is so grimy. Does anybody know why that hat is there? Does anybody know by any chance? Like, it does seem weird that it's just right there. Does anybody know why it's there? All right, let me find it. So when they first came back from the trip to Las Vegas, and here it is right here. All right, we're going to save this one. All right, we're going to come back. So when they first came back from that trip to Vegas, there was a big brouhaha about how much money they had spent in Vegas. It was just like tons of dollars getting spent all over the place, right? And when they came back to the board meeting, the first board meeting back, there was a lot of questions about, again, how you spending your money? Where did this money go? Like, what were you doing in Vegas? All this kind of stuff like that. And this red hat showed up on the podium. Notice it's never been there before. If you ever look at any of the other board meetings, if you go to the Dalton trustees website, on YouTube channel, I think even they got a Facebook, you don't see that anywhere except right here. And just hold on to it, because I'm going to explain why that's here and why it's a big deal. I got the video for you in a second. All right, let's keep going. Let's go.
Henyard's top aide in both the village and township, Keith Freeman. He's been charged with bankruptcy fraud for failing to report his earnings from Dalton, but
I'm telling you, it's going to be Keith or it's going to be what's it called, Andrew Holmes. One of them is going to turn fast. They might be turning right now. It might be right now, tell her.
Remains at Henyard's
Notice
side.
no hat up there.
We've learned the FBI served a subpoena on Robbins, where Freeman was previously the village administrator. An audit found he received more money than was budgeted.
Clearly, they've targeted several individuals in both the village and the township, and that should be a red flag.
The dysfunction in Dalton also comes with a legal cost to taxpayers. Henyard's attorney recently notified the board he was withdrawing from defending the village in 21 cases because Henyard's opponents have refused to pay his bills. The lawyer warning, without a defense, Dalton taxpayers could be on the hook for more than $20 million. And the cases keep piling up. This month, a Dalton police officer filed suit against Henyard in Dalton, saying he was passed over for promotion. In the lawsuit, the officer alleged it happened after he reported a fellow officer was writing unwarranted tickets to boost revenue for the village.
It's Mayor Henyard completely disregarding the law and disregarding the promotional process in the police department.
Attorney Pat Walsh represents the officer and 3 other current and former employees who are suing Henyard and the village. All 4 lawsuits essentially accuse Henyard of misusing her political power.
Mayor Henyard is on an island of lawlessness and is just doing whatever she thinks will benefit her personally and politically, rather than following the laws and doing what would benefit the village of Dalton and the residents of the village of Dalton.
If you want to help the residents, then help them. Why aren't y'all paying for concrete?
What's more remarkable, Henyard's opponents were her running mates just a few years ago.
Crazy.
When you ran on my ticket, y'all ran on my vision. The vision wasn't to rob the city. The vision wasn't for the FBI. The vision wasn't for you to steal all the money.
Late last year, I asked the self-proclaimed super mayor whether she might be the problem.
You often point out you are the leader of Dalton. At what point is this dysfunction a reflection on your leadership?
When I replace my board.
isn't part of being a leader learning how to work with others? I mean, this is unlike anything I've ever seen before.
Yes, but when other people are...
For a Chicago reporter to say, I've never seen anything like this before, please understand, Chicago is extremely, extremely grimy. I mean, it is grimy. Okay, you've never seen. Oscar the Grouch would love to live in Chicago. I mean, it's grimy. For him to say that Tiffany Henyard's run, and she's only been mayor for 2 years, almost 3 years, and to say that she's worse than anything he's ever seen before, that's saying a lot, a lot.
The puppet masters, and they're the puppets. This is the show you get. But as you can see, progress is still being made in the village of Dalton.
All right, we are going to close session now.
That was the first and last time Tiffany Henyard talked to me. Since then, she's called out reporting fake news. We asked her $5,000 a month publicity agency for a response from Henyard, explaining why, if residents' concerns about corruption are unfounded, the FBI has issued subpoenas, naming her, her boyfriend, her relatives, her allies, her political fund, her namesake cancer charity, and even her now defunct burger business.
Wow.
We did not hear back. Ben Bradley, WGN Investigates.
They're not playing games with Tiffany. They ain't playing games with Tiff. They are not playing games with Tiff. Tiff, you thought they was playing with you, but they're not playing with you. They're not. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is the Morehouse article right there. Sorry about that. All right. So I asked y'all, did y'all see the hat? And a lot of y'all commented and you said it was Bubba Gump. All right. This is how petty Tiffany Henyard is. But first, before we get too far afield, shout out to Independent Mail. Independent Mail tonight is going to be doing a deep dive into the Diddy conversation. So he's going to be doing a deep Diddy dive. So go check out Independent Mail. Please make sure, Quentin, that you drop your link down in the chat. Good to see my transplanted Texan in the building. Thank you so much. Like the video if you like it. If you like what I'm doing over here, please hit that like button. If you don't, just hit the like button 3 times. Hit it 3 times. Good to see Brianne's in the building. Good to see you, Sister Grace and Peace. And a servant's heart is there. Good to see you. What's going on? M. Flanori, good to see you. Is that hat from her burger business? No, it's from Bubba Gump's in Las Vegas. We're going to look at that in a second. I want you to realize this is how petty Tiffany Henyard is. Because remember, the whole big brew, I think most people found out about Tiffany Henyard when the WGN started reporting on the trustees going to Vegas and spending all kinds of money and really not bringing back any business to the township of Thornton or even Dalton. Nobody got any benefit from it except the people that went. I will admit, that's my first time hearing about her. And this is literally the first video. And I was like, man, this lady's just lying to this man. Like whole bold face, no shame, just straight lying. And where'd the article go? Sorry about that. Okay, here we go. All right, and pull it in so we can get ready to talk about it. Okay, so this is the first one I saw that kind of got me started in understanding who Tiffany was. Again, y'all might know, you might not know. I'm originally from Illinois. I'm from a western suburb of Illinois. So, go figure. So I think Dalton's about an hour and a half from my hometown. But so when I saw this, I thought it was really wild. But I want you to see what happens. This thing right here is follow the red hat. We're going to just watch and see when the red hat materializes, and you'll understand just how petty this woman is. Let's go. Here we go.
It investigates a small south suburb with big bills and leaders with expensive taste. Last night, we showed you how some residents and elected officials claim the local mayor retaliates against people who don't support her.
Well, tonight we look at a spending spree that's also causing questions and concern. Here again, investigative reporter Ben Bradley.
40 minutes south of Chicago, you'll find...
I want to say this again before we get too far afield. For Chicago to be looking at you is telling all in of itself. When Chicago news is zeroing in on you, that means you're doing wrong. You're doing something wrong, okay? Because trust me, these people have seen some of the worst of the worst of the worst. And for them to be reporting on you and saying things of the kin of, I've never seen this before, they are saying something. Watch this.
Dalton, Illinois, the median income is $24,000 a year, and yet the mayor collects more than 10 times that amount from various elected positions. And as we found, a paycheck isn't the only perk. In South suburban Dalton, the economic challenges run deep.
We still have areas that need trees cut, streets paved, alleys paved, sidewalks fixed. It's a lot of that going on.
And a lot that's being spent, not on critical repairs, but on travel, meals, and more by many top village officials.
It's an issue. It's been an issue for some time.
We just look up and we're paying for stuff. And it just makes no sense. She's just doing what she wants to do.
None of them do the things that we do here.
Okay.
We the only ones making sure y'all.
All right, y'all see there's two. All right, so far, notice.
She's just doing what she wants to do.
None of them do the
No hat there. Y'all see it? All right, no hat there.
things that we do here. We the only ones making sure.
No hat there. All right, right? No hat there, right? Watch.
Our streets get paid. Find ways to fix
No hat there. Does everybody see that? That's the third pick. No hat.
what is broken.
She is Mayor Tiffany.
All right, now this one is the day that they had that interview. Remember, she had the little houndstooth jacket. This is one where she said, no more questions, okay? Just pay attention. But notice there's no hat there right now. Do y'all see that? Watch.
Henyard.
But then they running y'all say.
Where did that hat come from? I know y'all are like, Jason, why are you so big on this hat? Just wait. Well, first of all, I have a wall of hats over here. But second of all, the reason the hat is there is so grimy. Y'all are not ready for how grimy it is.
This look fictitious story.
Would you like to just do an interview with me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, let's go. I mean,
In addition to leading Dalton, she also serves as supervisor of Thornton Township.
You make almost $300,000 between your two elected positions.
I do not. I don't know where you got that number from.
We got it from her own village and township records.
These are tax.
That woman has no shame. She has no shame. No shame at all. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me back that up. Y'all, we got it. We got to look at this again. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
From her own village and township.
Y'all, look at that. Look at that. This lady brings in better than almost, yeah, that is almost $300,000. Y'all put 300 in the chat. Put 300 in the chat. And this ain't, what's that guy? That's not 300, the Spartans either. We're talking about 300K. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Wow, man. Yo, she is so great. But wait, y'all, you're not ready for this because remember, this whole exercise is follow the red hat. You know what? I got a red hat too. Hold on one second. All right, so I got to be like her. So I'm going to, I'll put on my red hat too. There, so I can, there. We're going to follow the red hat. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Yo. And you do realize that in Thornton, they said the median income was like 25, 30 grand. So she's almost making 10 times as much as the average person working in Dalton. That is wild. Yo, that is so grimy. Oh my gosh. But wait, we still got to follow this red hat, Jason.
Records.
These are tax dollars.
So is the money being spent on village credit cards. WGN Investigates obtained copies of statements that reveal village officials have spent more than 20...
Home of the famous pork chop. That's the name of that business right there. Hog Wild, home of the famous pork chop. Okay, there we go.
$4,000 at restaurants in just 1 year, including this Midlothian barbecue joint and a South Holland sub shop.
I've seen the same thing and more. You name it, they've done it.
Okay, now notice here, that hat is there. Do you all see it? But also notice that Andrew Holmes is here right next to Keanu Belcher and between Jason Holmes. And that's the clerk right there. Okay, and let me see who else is over here. Stan is there. That's a shame we know these people by name. There's the lawyer. There's Keith Freeman Keith Freeman. He ain't gonna be free too much longer. To her left, okay? Let's go.
Other questionable expenses include the streaming service Hulu, flights to Texas, Alabama, and Missouri, and hotel rooms in nearby suburbs, including Madison and Elk Grove Village, plus thousands of dollars spent at a hotel in downstate Pontiac.
My take is this: if they are going to something that's going to benefit the village, that's fine. But from my standpoint of view, these things don't benefit the village at all.
All right, here it comes. Pay attention, because remember the name of the Red Hat Company, the Red Hat Restaurant. Just remember that. All right, let's go. Here it comes.
And then there are the trips to Las Vegas. Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dalton land any deals.
Don't have a clue. We're all in the dark. Not only are the residents in the dark, but the trustees are also in the dark as well.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Who paid for it?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
All right, any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
She deserves to go to jail. You know what? I got to give it to her.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
She needs it. She needs to go to jail. She needs to go to jail, if for nothing else but this little section right here. Just like Laura said right here. That slick smile. She needs to go to jail for that alone. Just for that alone. Just for making us mad. Looking at her. She should go to jail. I know that's not a crime, making Laura and Dear World Christian mad, but by making us mad, by looking at you lying like that, you deserve to go to jail. You deserve to go to jail. You deserve to have an orange jumpsuit and a serial number on your back. That's right. Okay, let's stop. Watch this.
You asked me a question and I responded. So any other questions you may have?
They may have signed up for a conference, but they never bring anything back. So we have no idea why they go to these trips.
Remember, we mentioned Henyard was also supervisor at Thornton Township. WGN Investigates obtained copies of that agency's credit card statements as well. They show township taxpayers also spent money on the Vegas trip, on everything from steak dinners to hotels, and $3,741 just on Henyard's round-trip flight.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
When trustees refused to pay a big block of bills this week, the mayor accused them of putting vital city services in jeopardy.
We need receipts to understand what's going on.
Right.
We couldn't help but notice the red hat perched in front of Mayor Henyard throughout the meeting. It's from the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, which, by the way, was apparently a stop on the Vegas trip. $303 billed to Thornton Township taxpayers.
That is so grimy. So she put that hat there to flex.
It was apparently
that she
a stop on the Vegas trip.
That she had been there. She literally put it there to flex in their faces. Yo, this woman I got to give it to her.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
I'm telling you right now, she deserves to go to jail. She literally put that hat up there. Remember, it wasn't there initially. If we go back and find the actual, matter of fact, we probably could, because it's on their website. If we go to the actual day, I'm sure we could probably see when she put it up there on the deck, because it's not there during the whole thing. So she put it up there during the meeting. And why did she do it? Because this is somewhere that she went while she was gone. And she's flexing it. There's no other reason for it, because it's not there for any other reason. Yo, that woman is grimy.
$103 billed to Thornton Township taxpayers.
We just feel lost. And we just want the powers that be to step in and say, hey, you know, something's got to give.
Is there anybody else? I just want to be clear. Anybody else after that? Is that it? That's it?
We sought specifics from Dalton and Thornton Township about these credit card charges, expenses, and how they benefited taxpayers, but received no clarity. Mayor Henyard invited us to come back to Dalton and the township to showcase upcoming turkey giveaways, senior programs, and plans for an ice rink. Proof, she says, that she lives up to her moniker, the People's Mayor. Ben Bradley, WGN Investigates.
That woman is grimy. She deserves to go to jail. Like literally, she literally put that hat up there to showcase that that's somewhere that she went when she was in Vegas. Now, I bet she hates that now when you realize all the trouble that came out of that story of Andrew Holmes allegedly assaulting that young lady and all that kind of stuff like that. I'm sure you like, man, she probably hates that she ever did that. But still, like, instead of doing the right thing, she literally put that hat up there to flex that she had gone and that she had, I guess, to just show like, yeah, I went and I'm big and bad. Okay, I'm looking on their website on the Dalton trustees. Okay, that video is not there, so I gotta look a little bit more. Okay, I think I might have found it. I'm finding it. I'm moving in the right direction. Oh no, it's not here. Okay, that video is not there. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Why would it be there? That would just be like too much like right. Yeah, I don't see it. But I'll look and see if I can find it and see if we can find exactly when she put the hat up there. But again, like she put the hat up there because she was being uber petty and flexing in their faces. At one point and one time, the trustees all used to sit on the stage. Like, here's a let me show you something. Like this is man, Tiffany Henyard is a mess, y'all, a whole mess. All right, let's see if I can do this. All right, there we go. So here is the trustee meeting. I'm just gonna let you see it real quick. We only have to hear what they're talking about. Notice where they're sitting. All right. They used to all sit, Trustee Belcher and Jason House and all of them, they used to sit alongside Tiffany Henyard. They used to be on her flanked on her sides, and all the other people would be below her. But because they had a falling out, this is the infamous matter of fact, this is the one that got them all kicked off. Thank you so much. Here we go. Their audio is horrible.
Are a combination of both signatures
So
after
this is
approval of payment by the village board.
This is the infamous board meeting where Kiana Belcher calls her out for buying that Tahoe, where people call her Tiffany Tahoe Henyard. Right here it is, right here. She wrote a check. She wrote a check for like $500,000 and there's only one signature on it. That was the first problem. And then there's also the whole, I think this is the one, it might not be. Okay. But the point was they used to actually sit alongside Tiffany Henyard. They used to be like equals, if you will. But after that meeting, it's really hard to see that they're actually sitting on the pulpit, if you will, alongside her. But after that meeting, they ended up, Tiffany Henyard actually moved them from, okay, here's a picture. I just think this woman is kind of fascinating. I ain't gonna even lie. She's kind of fascinating. Like, wow, you are that grimy. Oh, this is perfect. Okay. You can see it clear right here. Okay. Bang. Okay. Notice here. Now, that's the former police chief right there. There's Keith Freeman in the pink shirt. I guess this is the fire marshal. I know this guy with the dreads is water and sewage and a couple other people. Okay. But notice where all the trustees are. All the trustees are up here. So there's Norwood. There's I forgot the other one. I guess this is their other attorney they had at one time. Here is of course Tiffany in the middle, and there's the clerk. There's Edward Steves, and then there is Andrew Holmes right there. And I guess Kiana Belcher is here or missing, or is that Jason House? I don't know. One of them is missing. Oh, there's one missing right here too. But anyway, notice that they're all sitting here, equal in on par with the mayor. Okay, there's Jason right there. Okay, so that's where they're all sitting. There's Andrew Holmes right there. I think Andrew Holmes is going to turn. He's going to end up turning on her in a second. All right, but as you see here, they're all sitting next to her. But now, after that whole blow up with the check, and I want to say it was the one we just saw, the $500,000 check that only one person signed, and two people are supposed to sign it. After that, notice, let me see, and just show you real quick. After that, and that was April 2022. And after that, here we go. I just think this is so interesting, man, how petty this woman is. Now, they're all on the floor. She put them on the floor. She kicked them. She kicked them off the pulpit, and now they're all on the floor. Try to get a good open shot of it. Here it is, right there. Okay, you can see she put them all on the floor now. She put them on the floor. So instead of them being able to sit up at the top where they were, she put them on the floor, and then from there they're going to end up moving their little desk things down there and actually put these tables up there. That lady is petty. So that's why she put that red hat up there, to flex in front of them and show them, like, look, I went to Bubble Gumps and all this. That woman is a mess, man. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yo, that is, I just thought that was so funny to me. All right. M. Flannery said Daley was a gangster mayor too. She makes Daley look like an altar boy. I'm telling you, like, yo, if Chicago news is saying we ain't never seen nothing like this, that's saying a lot. That is not, if they're saying that is saying a lot, because they've seen a lot. And if they're like, yo, Tiffany, you outpacing stuff that we've seen, true corruption, like, that's a lot. Keep it going. Riding dirty is an understatement for Tiffany. Trust me. What's going on, Salty Watermelon? Thank you so much. The people's mayor. The people never choose well. Remember King Saul? I see what you did there. Well played. I heard about that ice rink. Only came out during events she was in attendance for. Yeah. Like, and it was a lot of money involved in it too. I hate it because these people, I don't think they're ever going to be able to come up out of this situation, because the village is about to be uninsurable because of their debt. All they need is a bad police shooting. All they need is a big fire, and they're not insurable. It's going to be a ghost town. All right, we see. She's that arrogant to act like nothing will happen to her. That's the thing I don't understand, Shara. How is she? The FBI just came to your crib, and not only your crib, but they came to your summer home. They came to both Thornton and Dalton, and you just acting like everything's sunshine and rainbows. How are you doing that? She got ice water in her veins. Because I can't imagine being that crass and that obtuse when literally the FBI was just here. They just left. They just pulled, and they're still in town. You know the FBI is still watching. It's Tiffany's lawyer, Fonnie Willis or Nathan Wade. I don't know, but whoever it is good, because she still ain't in jail. But we know what's happening.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Thank you so much. By the way, you know what? I just saw this. Thank you so very much, my man. Thank you so much, Independent Mail. Say, get yourself a bottle of Henyard. She got her own cognac, and she got her own spirits. Absolutely. You're gonna have to check that out. Shout out to Independent Mail, a good content creator, making some good stuff. And he's gonna be doing tonight, he's gonna be doing a deep diddy dive. All right. This is the gangster mayor, Flannery says. Absolutely. The township budget is her personal slush fund, while she rules it as a fiefdom. No lie detected there. Who needs Hollywood when we got that's what I'm saying. Like Tyler Perry couldn't write a story like Tiffany Henyard. He couldn't write a story like Fonnie Willis. These stories are so crazy, you would actually think somebody made them up. That's how crazy they are. The people's wallet, Mayor. What's in your wallet? There you go. I agree, E. Todd. Yep. The people didn't deserve this. They don't. And I don't know how they're going to ever get out of it. I mean, the rumor is that they're almost $7 to maybe $8 million in debt. And they're still paying bills. They're still paying various things and such like that. How do you come out of that when you only got like 20,000 people in the township? Like, that's crazy. I'm a little late to the story. Salty Waterman says, how much has their debt grown? Oh, there we go. I just said it. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like literally like $7 million in spending. Like they've been spending a lot. And it's not even like they're doing something, building infrastructure to invite new businesses in or to attract new businesses in. They're like limiting business and people that want to do things in the township and in Dalton. They're limiting them, and they're still spending like drunk sailors. It's wild. Tiffany's ego is so inflated, yet so fragile when criticized. There we go. Like, I thought it was really interesting that she met with that reporter and actually had a dialogue with him. She won't do that now. She barely even comes to the meetings. Lacking empathy puts you in an autistic spectrum. On the autistic spectrum. Wow. Tyler Perry's probably working on the documentaries. How can he embellish it anymore? How can he make it any better? I don't think he could. I mean, literally, all you got to do is just collect all the data, and it's enough right there to be like, whoa, this is craziness. Because it is a wild story. I cannot believe how wild this story is. And it just keeps going. So Monday, the grand jury is going to convene to hear evidence. And they call certain people to come. Oh, my goodness. Please let that be live streamed. Can you imagine if that's live streamed? That's going to be some must see. Might even break the internet TV. Oh, my goodness. Caught up. What's going on, Caustic Chameleon? You listen to your boy at 1.25? Okay, I can take that. I can get it. As long as you hear, that's all I need. That's all I need is you hear. But I just thought this was such a crazy story. And I was watching it, and I know a lot of people didn't know about the whole Bubba Gump red hat thing. I was like, you know what? Let me pull this up real quick so we can talk about it. Because I thought it was really wild that she literally was flexing that right in front of everybody. Crazy. And let me see another good comment. I thought Beetlejuice was investigating Tiffany. All right. So the trustees nominated and voted to have Lori Lightfoot, former mayor of Chicago, former woman that's got her own issues, to come and investigate Tiffany Henyard. At the most recent board meeting, Tiffany Henyard vetoed that vote. Now, a couple things can happen. The trustees can vote again, and if they vote when they have a quorum, they can override her veto. That could happen. Or the trustees can just leave it alone. Now, granted the fact that the FBI is already here, and Lori Lightfoot wouldn't have any means of arresting or subpoena powers or anything. It's just you're taking people's word for it. So she doesn't have like a lot of sway because she's just a law firm. She represents a law firm that will investigate. But if you don't have the power to arrest, you have the power to subpoena, you have the power to really make people's day hectic, what's the purpose? Now, could she find some information, give it to the FBI? Sure. But the FBI is here. And I think let them do it for free. So I don't know how that's going to work out with Lori Lightfoot. I think, Todd. I don't know how that's going to work out. But I'm just like, in my opinion, once I found out she couldn't like do much, she doesn't have the power to make them do and behave. Like, just leave it alone then. Just let them go. Because all you're going to do is waste your time. You're going to get frustrated and mad. The people going to get frustrated and mad. Oh, and by the way, Lori Lightfoot charges quite a bit per hour. So just let it go, in my opinion. All right. Yo, thank you so much, Salty Watermelon. Can they really attract new investors to their community with the attention this mayor has drawn to them? Their reputation is horrible. That is a great, excellent question. Now, I am not a city planner, okay? However, all I'm saying is Tiffany Henyard, when she came in, Dalton didn't have a bad reputation when she came on board. So I'm saying that if she had come in and wanted to help the community, she could have been a very good help rather than a blight on it. Now, you're correct. I don't think there's any hope, short of a complete regime change, some people going to jail.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
That's the only thing that I think will really attract people. And then you get a new mayor in that allows, like there was a woman who bought an old shopping mall and wanted to turn it into like a food bank and an event center, a crisis pregnancy or women's shelter. She had a lot of, her name is Dr. I forgot her name. It seemed like a really nice lady. She had a great vision for this old dead shopping mall. And Tiffany Henyard has stopped her at every turn from renovating the building so much that they would give a ticket to any roofers or any contractors if they saw your vehicle there. Even there, like they wouldn't even give you a permit, but if you called them out there just to get an assessment, they end up giving you a boot, give you a ticket for the contractor. So that woman is just evil. There ain't no other way around it. There ain't no way to say it differently. She's just evil. So I think by Tiffany getting arrested, going to jail, them getting a real mayor in there that wants to help the community, I think you can. Because, people want to move out of Chicago. People want to move out of those larger cities, especially when Chicago's got a lot of problems with the whole migrant crisis and the whole sanctuary city backfire. People want to move out of there. So if you're a small business owner, you're an auto detailer or whatever, and you want to get away from Chicago, but you want to be close to Chicago, Dalton would probably be a good spot. Small community, all that kind of jazz like that. So I'm thinking in my mind, again, not a city planner, but if Dalton got a new mayor, got rid of, and demonstratively, again, they cart all of them rascals out. Tiffany, Keith, Andrew Holmes, Lacey, they arrest the whole kit and caboodle. They all get carted out of there in orange jumpsuits. That's going to put a lot of attention on Dalton. And then they get a good mayor in there, somebody that really, truly wants to help. You're going to see all this goodwill because for crying out loud, there's so many people that are looking at Dalton right now that didn't even know anything about Dalton a year and a half ago, 6 months ago. So just imagine if they get they get rid of the clean house, they get a good mayor in there, and the board is working with them, and they're trying to do good. How many people are going to want to help them out? How many people can be like, oh, okay, they're trying to do the right thing? Now, granted, you always hoping and a wishing, but I think it would be very beneficial. But it has to start with getting rid of Tiffany Henyard and her whole mafia, because some people mentioned it. Rico. It's starting to sound like Rico to me. But that's just my little 2 cents, though. I'd love to hear what y'all think. Okay, real quick. That's a good point. Would she be doing the same work as the feds? See, I wasn't certain on that. I was very unclear initially. So I'm thinking that Flannery, I don't think she'd be doing more than the feds. So the feds have the ability to walk in there, knock on the door and say, here's this paperwork, go ahead and open up your files. Like they can do that. I don't think Lori Lightfoot had the ability to do that. So she would have been at the behest of whether or not Tiffany gave her something. But they can just come in there and knock on the door and say, we're about to take this computer, we're about to take this file box. I need you to bring me that banker box over here. They're just taking stuff. That's what they can do. So that's my 2 cents. Yes, thank you so much for the support, all of y'all. I appreciate you. I wish the trustees would allow FBI to do it. The residents will save. Yep, you're right. So I'm hoping that's what I'm thinking. If you look at the last board meeting, the trustees could have right then made a motion to vote to see if they had enough votes to override Tiffany Henyard's veto of Lori Lightfoot, but they didn't. And I'm thinking that they didn't because they realized we probably would save money. It probably would go, even if we did get her, we really don't have the money. and the feds had already been there. Because remember, when they initially tapped Lori Lightfoot, the feds had not been there yet. Then, like, I want to say, like, it's literally like within the week of them tapping Lori Lightfoot, then the feds showed up. Then they went over there to Dalton. I'm sorry, then they went to Dalton, then they went to Thornton. And I think personally, they're probably like, you know what, we're going to let it slide because they're going to take care of it for us. That's my little 2 cents. Yeah, right, smart move. The FBI brings federal charges. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's going to get ugly. And you know they're putting that pressure on Andrew Holmes because he committed a crime in potentially, allegedly, committed a crime in Vegas and brought it back to Illinois. So he can get it all kinds of different ways. So I'm sure somebody walked over to him and said, hey, Mr. Holmes, we got an option for you. Tell us everything you know, show us where the bodies are, give us all the files, and you get 5 years. You don't, we're going to throw the whole book at you. All the books. That's what I'm thinking. I think Andrew Holmes is going to turn on her. Can she be removed? I don't know that emphatically. But I do know that they now have tapped Jason Holmes, who is the man, and most of you have seen Jason Holmes. Jason House. And he is now going to be the mayor pro tem. So when they have a meeting and Tiffany Henyard doesn't come to the meeting, Jason House will be the mayor so that they can get business done. Because she wouldn't come to meetings and then they can't do anything. So now they've tapped Jason House to be the mayor pro tem. But I mean, her election is next year, so it's not too far away. Yeah, they're already on the struggle bus. They're on the struggle bus already, Flannery. Like, they don't need more struggle. But I think if they demonstrate I can just imagine if they demonstrate to the world, they get rid of Tiffany, they get rid of all that blight, all those terrible people. I can just imagine cities wanting to help them to support them, whether it be monetarily or financially. Say, hey, get rid of all those expensive police cars that y'all had. We got a whole bunch of extra ones we're going to send to y'all. Y'all can paint them. You can have them free of charge. How great would that be? Or, just infrastructure help and assistance. I think people would be willing to, if they were willing to demonstrate that we've had enough. We made a bad decision by electing Tiffany Henyard, but we want to move forward. I can just see floods of people wanting to help them. That's just me. All right, we'll see. The police, absolutely, his servant, they need a whole jail cell. They need to be right here in Fulton County Jail. Bad moves by mayors to keep township from making positive progress. Shaking my head. I agree 100%. Tiffany took her corruption and turned it into a tsunami. She turned it into a cottage industry, my friend. But let me see what else I missed. No, good conversation. So yeah, I don't know emphatically how easy it would be to remove her. And I just wanted to talk about it. I saw that story. I said, man, y'all dropping this stuff on Fridays. Like, man, come on. So anyway, I just said I would talk about it, get your 2 cents, what y'all thought about it. It sounds like most of us have some kind of concern about these people and want to see them do better. Because, it looks like the board, the trustees are trying. And the people, everybody that they've talked to, sounds like they want good things for their community. A lot of people have been living there for long periods of time. Like, yeah, why would you not want to be successful? Why would you not want to be great and do great things in your community? But then your mayor is doing these crazy things and making it difficult for people to prosper, which seems like craziness. It's the entire state of Illinois. And it's at the top of the list where people live and no one moves here. I agree. Illinois now, I will say this now, Illinois is losing residents pretty regularly. Same thing with California, same thing with New York. They're losing people on the regular. However, if you leave your politics there too. Don't come back. Don't bring your politics wherever you go. And by the way, Atlanta's closed. Georgia's closed. Georgia is all closed. We have no more room here. No more at all. No more. I like the way Eton said it. Right, Jason. FBI asked nicely, and Tiffany said no. They kick the door down and take it. There you go. That's it. Like, they're going to put your butt in jail. They're not coming to play games with you. They're not coming to play games with you. They are coming for whatever it is that they asked for. Whatever they asked for, you might as well just assume that it's a wrap. Just go and give it up. Yes, don't bring your mess to me. Don't bring a mess with you, please. Leave your politics wherever you're leaving from, especially California, New York, and Chicago. Just leave it there. Leave it there. Just leave it there. Embrace something new. That's all. I heard that as one who was born and raised in Chicago, I thought the Midwest was the lick, but nah, hear me. I'm originally from Aurora, and I can tell you, no, ma'am, no, sir. I'm perfectly fine with never going back to Chicago again. Never. Nope. Nah, I'm golden. All right, let's see. She had the opportunity to better the township. Instead, she used the opportunity to better herself. That's it. All right, let's see. I think that's it. Good people. I want to appreciate y'all. As I'm choking on some ice or something. I don't know what I'm choking on. Someone give Jason a cough drop. Come on now. Don't do that to me. Come on. That's what I get. But y'all, I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be going to alumni picnic. Hopefully I'll be getting my ticket. I can find a ticket for graduation on Sunday. Pray for you, boy. It was ice in there. Costa Chameleon, help me out here. Come on, man. Come on, man. But no matter what, if I go to graduation, I'll be doing a live stream from graduation. And then Sunday night, I'll be doing like a recap and whatnot. If I don't go to graduation, I don't get a ticket, whatever like that, I'm going to find as much empirical evidence, if I can, video evidence of the shenanigans. And I'm still going to do a recap on Sunday night. So we'll still be doing this on Sunday night. I think tomorrow I plan, like I said, to go to the alumni picnic, as well as go check out a couple things around the city, because there's a lot of stories in Atlanta that you don't hear a lot of people talk about. So there's a pretty interesting story that me and possibly Independent Mail will be going to check out. So that might happen as well tomorrow. And I think that's it. Monday, my goodness, if the grand jury hearing is accessible to us, oh my goodness, oh my word, that's gonna be crazy. But and then we got so many other stories that are popping off too. So we got a lot to talk about. This is gonna be a wild season. But I do want to say thank you all so much for not only for hanging in there, but for your support. Thank you so much for checking out the store. Did y'all know I have a Teespring store now? Hold on. I mean, T Public. Now I gotta go check it out first. All right, so I got a couple t-shirts available as well. Let me double check. I typed that right before I put it in here. Yeah, I did it right. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah. Hold on, that's not the right one. See, too busy. All right, so I had the name wrong. Okay, sorry. Got my own merchandise store as well. So I'll be adding new things to it, but there's 2 shirts already on my site, t.pub/lick/DWC. All right. Thank you so much, D. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. You all make this fun. So, but I did drop a couple of shirts right there. I will be doing more. Actually, we're gonna go sit down and watch Pilgrim's Progress, and I'll work on some more. I got some dope concepts I want to work on. But that's that. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the super chats. Thank you so much for the kind words. Thank you so much for your conversation back and forth. I know that this story is kind of wild, especially if you live here in Georgia, because we're like, look, we didn't know that people could be this grimy, but lo and behold, they're really that grimy. But I appreciate y'all so much for all the conversation. Appreciate you for all the back and forth. Thank you so much to the moderators for making this a great live chat and all the kind of good stuff. I'm planning to go live again on Sunday, but I promise you, something happened tomorrow, something happened late tonight. We might be eating breakfast tomorrow. So, get your jammies together and get ready just in case. But until then, everybody, I want to say thank you again. Grace and peace. Take care.